look at all this nasty crap all over the road. That's because yesterday there was one nasty storm that came through. Hail, like heavy hail, heavy rain, wind. It was just nasty. And that actually leads to the topic of riding in rain, riding in crappy weather. If you guys never do it, or if you guys do it all the time, it was actually the first time for me to ride in something other than, you know, like dry weather. Not necessarily warm dry weather, but just dry weather. Because I've ridden in colder weather, but it's always still been dry. I've never ridden in rain, sleet, hail, snow, nothing like that. Park my bike under and, you know, get out of the rain and the hail and stuff, because it was coming down just way too hard. I couldn't see anything, so I'd open my visor and, you know, I was getting hit in the face with all the rain and, you know, the hail and stuff. And I didn't want my bike getting damaged either, you know, because some of those hail pieces are really bad, really nasty, and, you know, can actually like dent and stuff. So I didn't want that happening, so I parked under there, tried to wait for a majority of the storm to pass, and then rode home in like a medium to light rain after that, which was definitely a different experience. I've never done that before. Now I can say I have it under my belt. I've at least ridden in it. Definitely not preferred, but, you know, it's doable. I definitely was not prepped for it either, because I didn't plan on it coming through. So I was soaked from head to toe. I had on a pair of jeans. I had on some skate shoes. I didn't have my riding boots on. And I actually had my motorcycle jacket on, but I didn't have my waterproof liner in it because I didn't plan, you know, on getting rained on. And it was a little too warm out to be wearing, you know, the liner in it. And so by the time I got home, my gloves are soaked, my jacket was soaked, my backpack, my jeans, my shoes, like literally every piece of clothing on my body was soaked to the bone. And so I got home and I was just like shivering like a little girl. I was so freezing. And it was the weirdest thing, because I got to one city, the city that I was in, that had this weather. By the time I got out of that city limits and into the other city where I live, it was like there was no storm had ever even come through. It was just, you know, the roads were a little wet, but it was like a light sprinkle type deal, and just one city next to it. It was the weirdest thing. That also brings up another topic of firsts. I guess that's gonna be today's video, is just first times. And yesterday, my reasoning for going to the bank and being outside on my motorcycle and getting downpoured on was that I sold my truck. You know, that sounds like, okay, you know, big deal, big whoop. But the thing about this truck is it was my first truck and it was my first car, like, period. It was my first form of freedom. You guys, you know, if you have your driver's license, you have your first vehicle, second vehicle, however many, you know, you had that experience, you realize what kind of freedom it actually is when you get your keys to something that's yours. You know, you don't have to ask parents permission, you know, to take their car or nothing like that. It's yours. You know, you can go wherever, you know, all that kind of crap. It's a huge, like, different feeling and sense of freedom. And I sold that truck yesterday. It was my first truck. I had it for, oh God, like 3 years. And I sold it, and it kind of sucked. It kind of hurt, because that thing was my baby. That was, you know, my first vehicle, my first sense of freedom. I had so many memories in it. Hello. Thank you. Fucking lady. Jesus. Use your eyes. Oh, hey, it's that same truck that had duct tape on it. That's funny. That's really funny. Duct tape fixes everything. Tunnel exhaust. That's loud and I love it. So, being as I just sold my truck, literally a day ago, I sold it on May 18th. And if you guys, I'd assume y'all know who Motonosity is. He put the video up today, May 19th, about collecting license plates that he wants to do into his garage. And I was like, oh, well, hell, you know, I have a license plate that I don't need anymore because I just sold my truck. Get off your cell phone. Good freaking heck. I was like, you know, I don't need this license plate anymore. I just sold my truck. I'm gonna send it to Motonosity. So I'm sending my plates to Motonosity for him to throw up on his wall, which I think will be pretty cool.